ever in Nick Cannon's time. The sister with the weave will go natural in her time. The grandmother with the white Jesus, she will get a black Jesus in her time.
Umar Johnson steps up and starts talking. Black queens forever, snow bunnies never, he says with that usual confidence. In Nick Cannon's time, absolutely not. That sister rocking the weave, she'll go natural when she's ready. That grandmother praying to a white Jesus, she'll switch to a black Jesus when her moment comes. You feel me? People need time to grow into where they're supposed to be. And let's be real, we are the only group in America that clings to religion harder than we cling to our own community. Nobody else puts faith above race except us, and that's why we keep losing. And then, boom, someone fires back. Lost where exactly? What part of that is profound, Omar? You sound ridiculous. They break it down. You always mention the transatlantic slave trade, but completely skip over the fact that enslaved people survived because of their faith. They held on to hymns and spirituals in the fields, while picking cotton, cutting sugarcane, and suffering every brutal condition thrown at them. Their belief wasn't a distraction, it was a lifeline. Faith is what fueled uprisings. Faith helped Harriet Tubman lead people to freedom. Faith carried families who were torn apart, mothers, fathers, children separated, and now here you are saying they should throw faith to the side for community? How does that even make sense? Because if anything, faith is exactly what pushes people to uplift their community. Scripture literally says you reap what you sow. That's Christian Foundation 101. People help their neighbors because their faith teaches them to. They believe there's blessing in doing right, even if all they get back is strength and breath for another day. Yet you're out here claiming religion is the reason people don't show up for their community, when historically it's faith that pushed them to fight, resist, rebuild, and support each other in the first place.
Because of the celebrity part of who I am, women often want to be able to brag that I know him personally. You can't do that, because what if I need to hide out at your house? I can't. So the dating.
He also claimed you need people you can literally trust with your life, because one day you might have to. And that, according to him, is why dating is complicated. The celebrity factor makes everything messy. He says women just want to run around bragging that they know him.
The ego has played a very pivotal role in the downfall of black men.
Right.
Because today, a European Jew doesn't look much different from any other Southern European. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So whereas you and I, we could never hide our ethnicity or race.
They want to tell everybody they've got his number, got access to him, and he can't risk that, not if he ever needed to disappear at someone's house for safety. So suddenly dating becomes this minefield because, in his words, women don't understand they're supposed to keep quiet. That's where all the accusations roll in, that women are only useful for giving him loans, handing him money, cooking for him, feeding him, and being sexual props. Because that's how Umar views black women. He despises them. And meanwhile, Nick Cannon, the man right across from him, literally said in that article we read that women make the decisions. Nick doesn't even buy into the whole men lead the household narrative. Yet Umar expects women to fund him, rescue him, support him, all while he brings nothing to the table. No job, no built community, no family structure. But somehow he still imagines himself marrying 2 wives. So yes, he's basically trying to be a polygamist just like Nick Cannon. It's wild. Then the clip cuts back into the interview. Nick Cannon, by popular demand, the one and only good doctor, Dr. Umar Johnson. Glad to be with you, Brother Nick. Our last conversation stirred things up. They jump back into a discussion about uplifting their own, politically, financially, and within the community. Umar repeats his usual speech. Wealthy black folks aren't doing enough. No banks, no schools, no real institutions being built. But LeBron James literally built an entire school. So did Jalen Rose. And there have been whole black towns, back during Jim Crow, where people owned businesses, owned homes, and kept everything in the community until racists burned them down over some lie about a black man and a white woman. Yet this is the same man who also insists marriage didn't exist before the 12th century in England. Make it make sense.
Black philosophical ideologies, right? Respect to them all. But the Moorish science temples, they don't identify as African.
Yeah.
The Nation of Islam, they don't identify as African. The 5% Nation of Gods and Earths, they don't identify as African. I love and respect them all.
Umar goes on. It's our duty, historically, culturally, spiritually. Men must be men and women must be women, no matter what we do, what we make, or what religion we follow. Being a black man means stepping up. He says fame and money don't excuse anyone from serving their community. Nobody gets to tap out because of their tax bracket. When white folks are done using you, they toss you back like they did Bill Cosby and countless others. And when the spotlight fades, you'll need your community more than ever.
Look, here's another conversation that y'all women need to have by yourself with no men around. You know what the conversation that all y'all women need to have by yourself with no men around? Israelite brothers. So he called me up. I wrote an article for a news online, news of.
And then comes the reality check. Mark, you wouldn't have any of these problems if you didn't lie constantly and hide where donation money goes. You can't even get black mold removed from the 2 abandoned buildings you brag about owning. You can't pay court-ordered fees for water bills and vacant property violations. Pennsylvania hit you with a cease and desist for not registering your nonprofit correctly. All self-inflicted. At 51 years old, you're still expecting everything to be handed to you.
Exercise, you understand? This is psychosurgery.
Yes,
when I'm
sir.
talking to black youth, I'm conducting psychosurgery. I'm going to snatch the coon out.
1930s and 1940s, the United States government decided to upgrade them to white status, and in so
Then he claims the black community is responsible for its own celebrities selling out. He says no other group tolerates betrayal from their stars because they raise their kids to stay loyal to the community, while black families tell theirs to get educated, get a good job, and get away. That this dysfunction lets celebrities turn their backs and still get celebrated. Swap Serena's husband, Tiger Woods, Jay-Z, Oprah. He says plug in another black face and the betrayal would be the same because it's the system, not the individual. And in his view, it's all tied to religion, that black Americans put faith before race, unlike any other group, and that's supposedly why they're last.
To black people at all. I'm not swallowing that pill. If all these other cultures can benefit from hip hop, if the music companies.
But every other race that centers faith is still surpassing us. He attacks the black community for leaning on spiritual foundations while weaponizing religion himself to squeeze money out of people. Because he knows black folks are connected to faith and he plays on emotion. Candace Owens does the same thing. And let's not forget white cult leaders like Jim Jones, David Koresh, Heaven's Gate. They use twisted religion to destroy entire communities and take countless lives. Yet somehow in Umar's world, only when black people rely on faith is it the reason we're behind. It's nonsense.